Okay, why don't we go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone. My name is John Crandall, and I'm happy to be facilitating this online meeting on CAP's proposed South outage dates. Prior to COVID-19, we planned to have a meeting with all of our South water users that are affected by the South Fall outages, really for two purposes. First was to get input on our proposed fall outage dates, which we have typically coordinated without a meeting. But secondly, and most importantly, was to introduce a number of new employees and roles that you may interact with. Our agenda, which you should have received from Phil Pagels by email last Tuesday, and the presentation materials yesterday will include some opening remarks and a safety minute by myself, introductions to the CAP team, review of the Tucson fall outage dates requested by Phil Pagels, a discussion of the proposed outage dates by John Husson. Then we're going to try, have some patience with us. We're going to try and do a roll call of the attendees and offer you the opportunity to provide some brief remarks if you'd like to towards the end of the call. For meeting administration, Phil is going to place everyone other than the presenter on mute on their microphones. Anytime during the period, if you have a question or would like to comment, please submit a chat to Phil using the WebEx. You can on the right-hand side of your screen. Also, after the presenters finish, Phil will open up the telecon and John will go through the list of invitees and give you an opportunity to provide any remarks or ask questions. We intend to record the call and provide summary notes of the meeting afterwards. So with that, I'm move on to the safety minute. At CAP, we typically start most of our meetings with a safety minute, and I think we often have safety as our physical safety. During this COVID-19 pandemic, there are certainly many concerns for the physical safety of our employees and all of our families. Consistent with Governor Doug Ducey's message, though, I think we need to acknowledge the mental health safety aspects of the crisis. And in keeping with that, I pulled the following recommendations for managing stress during isolation from the American Psychological Association. They really recommend 5 ways to cope with stress, including creating and following a daily routine. So there's many of us that are teleworking, and for me, for instance, I'm still starting my day as normal, other than adding a quick walk around the block instead of my normal commute. Limit news consumption to reliable sources. I think this can be difficult in today's day and age with Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, but find a couple of news sources that work for you and kind of keep it to those and don't overdo it on all the news that's coming in on this. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. I think I saw something that running has taken off quite a bit across the country as people are finding ways to continue to stay healthy throughout the crisis. Use psychological strategies to manage stress and stay positive. I know, for instance, in a number of our meetings, we've been trying to start the meetings with some things that are going right during the pandemic, and I think that's been helpful. And lastly, stay virtually connected with others, and that's what we're trying to do here today. We'd originally planned to have this as a meeting where we could all get together, but for now, I think we'll make use of the technology, which has been working pretty well. So that's the safety minute. I'm going to move into introductions. First, I'm the new water control manager at CAP. I started the job January 1st. I've been at CAP since 2009 and have held various positions in engineering, maintenance, and now operations. I manage the department, ensuring we have reliable water deliveries with our real-time and day-ahead operation, and plan and coordinate major system outages with CAP's customers and monitor our Colorado River diversion strategy. Dan Shu is new to his role as the Maintenance South Manager. He's responsible for implementing proactive, preventative, and reliability-centered maintenance programs for the aqueduct and the pumping plants for CAP's Southern Aqueduct. Dan recently replaced Terry. Marcus Shapiro has been in the group for some time now. He's our water systems supervisor, and his team is responsible for SCADA, our aqueduct control software, forecasting and scheduling water deliveries and energy, and our water accounting team. John Husson, who many of you know, who's been with the team for quite some time, supervises the real-time centralized dispatch operations and the day-ahead scheduling water and power, and is really our primary point of contact for daily operations with customers. Candy Cox, our water services specialist, is CAP's primary water programs and customer relations liaison in terms of invoicing and accounting and billing and tracking orders. She's our first point of contact for water questions from stakeholders, customers, and contractors for water accounting and water billing. She's responsible for monthly customer water use and account status and water delivery forecasting, and tracks delivery and scheduling to ensure accurate accounting and billing. Phil Pagels is our water transmission supervisor. He's responsible for the development of CAP annual operating plan. His team is responsible for our groundwater recharge program, quality sampling, and water quality requirements, and major outage plan. So that's an introduction to the team. A few of us are fairly new members. I think our intent will be at a future date, again, to try and hold a in-person conference where we can all better as well. I've listed phone numbers and email addresses. Contact information. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Phil, who's going to talk about the 2019 outage tasks.
Great, thank you, Don. So I pulled up, well, first of all, welcome everyone. I really wanted to schedule a meeting and meet everybody. I know we haven't done these coordination meetings in the past, and I'm really hoping to meet a couple of you folks, but I guess this will have to do for now. So one of my major roles within the water operations group is really in conjunction with John, is to help identify outages within the CAP system for our maintenance folks. And not really new for these fall outages they do occur every year, but just trying to identify a time that works best for everyone, both on our maintenance side and our customer side. But these are reoccurring outages in the fall, and they've happened for some time. And so just kind of looking back on the last 5 years, they stayed pretty consistent from the middle of October to the middle of November, and the durations were about 28 days in length. And so really no big swings from year to year. The last one that we had a really big swing, and I know it was a huge impact for a lot of folks, but we were able to get a lot of quality work done, was this 6-week outage last year for the Salt River siphon repairs. And it was 41 days, 41 long days, I'm sure, but really did help us accomplish maintaining the Salt River siphon, which we've plenty of presentations on it. 70-80% of the water flows through that siphon, so really thankful that we were able to coordinate that and get that work done. And so I just wanted to revisit a little bit the 2019 outage task that were done. It just wasn't the Salt River. It just wasn't the Salt River siphon. There was other work that was going on, and we tried to highlight that the best we could, both before and during the outage. So the picture to the left is the finished product. There's about 500 feet of full coating that was completed on the outlet portion of the siphon, which is the most critical, identified the most critical repairs that were completed. And looks fantastic, looks beautiful. So we're looking forward to getting a long use out of that portion of the siphon. Another big project was the sediment removal along the Salt Gila pumping plant, or within the forebay of the Salt Gila pumping plant, which is immediately downstream of the Salt River siphon. I think somewhere around 22,000 acre feet or 23,000 acre feet. Cubic yards of sediment was removed from the forebay of Salt Gila pumping plant. And I created a link, if you also, to the time-lapse video of the sediment being removed from the Salt Gila pumping plant. Very interesting very informative. So I put a link here. We'll post this to our website, but also if you YouTube Salt Gila pumping plant sediment removal, we'll be able to find that time-lapse video under the CAP channel. Another one was the pool red rock panel repair. So I believe about a year and a half ago, we had some damage that occurred during a flooding event to some of the panels along the section of the pool red rock. And so this was a good opportunity for us to get in and repair those sections. And so tried to highlight those repairs, those 3 projects during the last outage. And we intend to do the same for the 2020 outage as well, just to kind of give a little bit of insight on what this outage means to CAP and the coordination effort that goes into getting all the work done in the 4-week, or in this case, the 6-week time frame. And so the 2020 outage. So here's a list of some proposed tasks that our maintenance crews are considering, and most of these will be complete. But I just wanted to sort of pick out the high level ones that really can only be done. I say that only be done during this 4-week time, in terms of the impact that it has at the pumping plant and the capacity that it takes away from moving the water through that section. So we've identified our Salt River Siphon team has identified a 3-day outage inspection. So won't have impact to you folks, and we're coordinating the folks that are really upstream of our Brady pumping plant. But we're going to identify 3 days where the team can get in there and do a visual inspection of the work that was completed last year. They're doing some switchyard aggregate replacements, which requires a partial outage, both at our Picacho and Twin Peaks pumping plants. The power transformer gasket replacement, both at our Salt Gila, Red Rock, and pumping plants. The 5-year PMs. So this is both on the power transformer and our pumping plants. And so this requires full unit outages, and in some cases a full plant outage to do some of this work. Unit breaker replacement at Salt Gila. And then the exciter replacement, we're going to jump down to the exciter replacement at Brady Unit 5 and Brady Unit 6. And really that's the 2 units that will be taken out for the duration of the outage in order to complete the repairs the replacement to the exciter on those 2 units. And then the discharge line EM inspection at Salt Gila and Brawley. And these are single line discharges that, or at least at Brawley there is, where you have to take the entire plant out in order to do the inspection to the discharge lines. And that's just some highlights, some of the work that's going to be done really in that 4-day outage. And for our maintenance crews, it's an all hands on deck. Some of these crews are borrowed from other departments, our West Canal, to help support some of the work that's in our South Aqueduct. And then just wanted to touch on the outage timeline. So every year we put out requests to identify some dates that will work for us, and hopefully they'll work for you as well. That's kind of why we're having this meeting. Identified today as the teleconference. So we wanted to just propose with the dates that we're looking at, and then we want to sort of solidify those dates in the next week. Get your feedback and really publish those by the 1st of May. And once those are set, we'll make sure no one forgets about it in the first week of September. Send out a reminder, and then we'll go into execution, and we'll execute the 4-week outage during. If it ends up being the proposed dates, great. If we need to move that around, then that's okay too. But that kind of gives you a little bit of time frame of what we're looking at in order to meet the fall outage this year. So for that, then I'm going to scroll back up to the agenda here. So that I'm going to move it over to John and let John talk about the proposed outage dates.
Thank you, Phil. Good morning, everyone. Well, Phil, I think you've covered, I would say, the majority of it there. So I know this is a little bit different than we've normally done. I know they hit on earlier, Don had mentioned that we were trying to really bring everybody together to meet face to face, and then this latest COVID-19 stuff has happened, so we kind of changed up our plan, and so we're kind of rolling into this design here. So this is a little bit different in terms of us reaching out and more publicly asking for everyone's input. We kind of talked a little bit about whether we were going to do that or not, and felt like at the end of the day it would be fine. But I wanted to also extend to you, if you feel like you would like to do this offline, have your input, that's more than welcome to and understood. So anyhow, going back to the time date. So CAP's preferred October 22nd through November 19th, primarily is providing us a good date to do that 3-day siphon inspection, where customers in that part of the system will be at a lower demand, that we could facilitate that 3 days of using canal storage to facilitate that inspection. So that primarily is the bigger driver on those dates that work for CAP. There are some other aspects that do work well with those dates too, but primarily that would be the main driver on those dates being preferred. So with that, maybe we could just go through, if I can ask who's online and they can give me their feedback on those dates, if that's preferred. So maybe I'll just start. Go ahead.
Do you want me to? So what I'll do is I'll just go through the list here and unselect. For those who are online, I'm going to start with Brian Wong. If you have anything, I'm going to unmute you, and please let us know.
That sounds great. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, this is Brian Wong from BKW Farms, and we do not have a problem with those dates.
Great. Thanks, Brian.
So I don't know who this one is, but it's a call-in user. These might be difficult, but I would ask if you're a call-in user to say hello, and if you get through, then that's you. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next call-in user. You could say hello if you're a call-in user. Okay. The next call-in user, if you're a call-in user, please say hello. Okay. If you're a call-in user, once again, please say hello.
Hello.
There you
Hello.
go. Okay. Who are we talking to?
Hi. I'm Gabriel Vega. I'm calling from the Santa Viera Cooperative Farm. I'm the farm manager here.
Great.
And I believe you have Eric on the agenda, but he's no longer at the farm. So
Okay, we'll make note of that. Thank
I'm
you.
the contact person. Sure. My concern is that October is we're primarily alfalfa growers, and October tends to be the time to plant seed for alfalfa. So during that, I mean, we're fortunate the 2019 outage that we did get a lot of rain. So that was very fortunate for us. However, you know, that may not be the case this coming year. So that would be my only concern, is that when we plant all this seed, you know, we won't have the adequate amount of water to irrigate. So that's my main concern. Hello?
Hey,
Sorry.
Gabriel, this is John. So if you were, what 4 weeks would work best for you, Gabriel?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's really difficult to determine that, but I don't know if September would be any better, but that would give us some time, and I don't know if that's an option. Or, and I know December might be an issue for other farmers that farm wheat. So I don't know if September or December would work better, but you know, that would give us enough time to get the plants established if we went with December.
Okay, Gabriel.
And our issue, And our issue here at the farm is, we have a well, we have one well, we should have two wells, and so we don't have enough to irrigate all of our fields with that one well.
Understood. Okay, I took note of that. All right. We'll
Thank you.
take that in, and we'll have some internal discussion with that, Gabriel.
The next one, I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. So, Sina?
Yes, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, our recommendations would be going with the San Javier Cooperative Farm. I'm from the San Javier district. So yeah, we just second whatever the co-op farm needs, as they're our main water users in the district.
Sounds good, Sina. How are you doing, by the way?
All right, yourself?
Good, thanks. Appreciate your input. I know it's been difficult in the past with some of these dates, but again, we'll take it and we'll have some internal discussion, see what we can do. It will be challenging, as I think everybody is aware, those September dates. Those are really big, high demand times for lots of different irrigation districts. And so I would imagine September would be something very challenging for most. But duly noted.
Thank you.
The next, D. Johnson.
Yeah, this is Dave Johnson of the Bureau of Reclamation, and I'm just sitting in. I'm just going to defer to all the rest of the water users that are affected.
Great. Doug Greenland. No, Doug doesn't have any audio. G. Vega. No. Okay. Is this Chavez? Is Mr. Chavez, Jesus Chavez?
Yeah, this is Jesus Chavez representing Mission Concentrators. At this
We're over
moment,
here.
any
Hey,
feedback?
Joey, we're over here also.
Oh, Sergio Mendoza representing Mission as well. We will have our internal discussion and we will submit our feedback in writing.
Yep.
Great, thank you. Margaret Snyder.
Hi, this is Margaret Snyder from Tucson Water. And I mean, we're okay with the dates proposed, but we would always ask for earlier dates if possible.
Great.
Thank you, Margaret.
Mitch.
No, nothing.
Thank you. M. Moranger. M. Moranger. Mr. Lehman.
Hi, this is Nathan Lehman. I work with the Bureau of Reclamation. I don't have any comments at this time.
S. Mendoza.
I'm with Chuy from Azarco. We will reply to this in writing later.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
V. Bigay.
No comment at this time.
Mr. Wilson. I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson.
I'm trying.
think I heard he said he was fine. And that's it. That's all we have, John.
Okay, thank you, Phil. All right, so I've taken some notes. I really don't have anything else more to add at this time. I really appreciate everybody that had their comments. And like I said before, if you want to have something offline, then please do so. I'm always available. So thank you, everyone. I guess I'll turn it back over to you, Phil, or Don.
Yeah, Don, I don't know if you wanted to close.
The telecon, that kind of roll call and feedback may work the greatest. So still encourage you if you have concerns with the proposed outage dates and would like to continue to work through them with us separately. We would like to get response letters back by April 15th, so next week. So encourage you all still to submit written comments back to us, and then we'll plan on working with John and working through with you each individually. Our intent will be to get back with you and work through any scheduling issues and anything we can do with storage, et cetera, to try and meet your needs as well as meet our needs. And then with the target of publishing the final dates by May 5th. And so with that, I'd like to thank you all for your participation and wish you to stay healthy and stay connected. And we'll be back in touch with you to work through any concerns. So with that, thank you.
Thank you.